yesterday I put in the sill, so I'm going for a rebate type sill, and then we place the door. So yesterday when I finished, I had yet to work out how I was going to put this door in place, because you actually need to open the door to obviously screw in the frame into the opening. And so I had an idea, as I've already had these screws in to hold the tarpaulin. So I put in, used a couple of bits of rope around the top just to stabilise it, stop it falling out, and to allow me to get it into position. So I've put packers in. Now when I ordered these doors, actually, I looked online and the suggestion was to have a 25mm margin around the edges of the doors on those dimensions for the rough openings, and that seemed to be the standard. Anywhere between 10 and 25. I erred on the side of caution. I actually think 25 was probably a bit too much. So my advice would be, yeah, probably go down to 15 or even 10. But there we go. I just need to get some trim to put that round the edge. So yeah, then simply just pack it. So I've put two on the top, might put another one there, and screw it, making sure it is plumb and nice and straight, and you don't have a twist on it. You just have to watch that with the door, because the weight actually, it pulls it forwards quite a bit and could put a twist on the frame. So now I'm going round and finishing off the rest of the screws and the packers before I then put in the actual door itself. The other thing to note is that, and it took me a little while to work this out, is that these were actually covered by a little plastic moulded clip-on cover. So I hadn't quite worked out how I was going to get the screws into the frame itself. And so I realised that, yeah, just take those off and put the screws underneath those. So. So you'll also have seen in there that I did what's called towing and heeling the door, so a lot of adjusting the packers around the door panel. And you need to do that on any side hinged opening window or door, because what can happen over time is that the door can sag, and actually when it's fitted, it's likely that it will probably slightly drag either at the top or the bottom of the door. So to tow and heel, you'll have seen that I put the packers on that side and that side of the corner, and then you've got opposite sides there and there, and then there and there, and then there and there on the bottom corners. So you've kind of got diagonally opposite ones. And then to adjust the door, mine was, in fact, it was a bit low, so what happens is I put some packers down here which I took out, and then put packers up in this corner, and what this does is it lifts that part of the door frame up relative to the panel in the middle, which essentially lifts this side of the door, so this side here. And so it shifts the door like that, and so then you also need to put some packers in in the opposite side to balance it out. So that allows you to then do it, so you can get like a nice clean opening action. There's no dragging at all, which is great. You'll also have noticed I added packers here and here. So that seems to be suggested so that you've got it at the locking points. So you'll see here the points at where the locks engage. So you've got this 1, 2, 3, 4 points plus the bolt. So you've got 5-point locking. And the packers here, in line with those locking points, they mean that the door frame is actually braced against the panel. So if you didn't have that, there would potentially, and you only put packers up here and down there, you would potentially have a point where the frame of the door could be bent and pushed in and potentially move the locking point out of the lock. So this is just a kind of security thing. So if you get the panel right up against that side, then and it's got packers in it, then it's a lot harder to move the panel itself and to try and overcome the locking mechanism.